Japan update. So we thought we were done with going to Japan, but apparently we're not, because my husband in the next few weeks finds out if he is going to get a promotion. And that means that we have to pick new orders again. And he just got his orders. He hasn't actually started the orders, even though we would have been living in Japan right now if we were able to get there. But because of the location and what my son needs at school, we weren't able to go. So he picked new orders. He would have started those orders like a week ago, but they made him extend his current orders because they needed him for something. I don't know. So he hasn't started the next orders yet. And if he gets promoted, he may or may not even fulfill those orders that he just picked and got, approved for and everything, which were for here, just for a different spot here. So we wouldn't have to move. But if he gets the promotion, then that means we have to pick new orders, and either we do stay here or we go to hopefully either Okinawa, Japan, or Fukuoka, which actually does have the requirements that my son would need to go to school. So yeah. So we have 1 year to pick orders, so we can sit there and just like wait, and I think we kind of were like, well, we'll see what pops up as we go. And honestly, like, we still have had a hard time letting go of the idea of living in Japan, but I have gotten more anxious about the idea because of all the changes to the visas and stuff. And I watch a lot of YouTubers that have been in Japan for years, as well as some that are newer. And I am just seeing so many people, I don't know if the word is correct, fleeing Japan. And it's not like they're running because anything major happened, other than like one person left because he was having this whole business plan, and now that they changed the business requirements for the visa, he left. Another one, she had a big incident happen that kind of triggered her plan to kind of speed up, and now she's, in the US a lot more than she is in Japan. But it sounds like, from what I can tell, she's trying to get permanent residency because she has a lot of businesses in Japan. But essentially, I'm seeing less and less people say that Japan is a long-term plan for them. And I have a lot to consider, because if we're just like, oh, well, let's just try it out and see how it goes. I lose my job. We have to sell this house, which is like the dream house, kind of. It is and it isn't. Like, the house itself, not so much. The location kind of is. It's in the forest, very private. Like, literally, I have multiple acres of forest. And my mental health is so stable because I'm just like peaceful here. But, my husband can't have his dream shop. We'd have to build that. That'd be expensive. The house that we were supposed to get before this had more acreage. It was flat. It already had a shop. So we know that does exist in this area. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if we left and then came back. That's a thing. I could probably get my job back pretty easily. I am a high performer at my job. I have a good reputation. So if I left, I could come back very easily, I'm sure. It would probably take a little time, but I could. But mentally adjusting to not working for 3 years and then working would be kind of difficult. I hope it would be like riding a bike. But then there's also the consideration, if we wanted to stay in Japan, we'd have to think about long-term visa requirements, as well as my son. Like, as soon as he hit, like, I think as soon as he hits 18, he would have to get like a student visa. But I think that the dependents, they don't really have an age on dependent, as long as he's dependent on us financially. So I don't know how that works with getting permanent residency and then passing that to your kid. No idea how that works. We'd have to be there for like, I think, total of 13 years, because it'd be, my husband gets out of the military, he gets some sort of a job. Excuse my dog. He gets some sort of a job. But I mean, with his promotion and everything, like, I technically, financially, if we were living there, I wouldn't have to be working. That's kind of the thing, is my husband's like, well, I don't want to tear you away from your career. I'm like, honestly, I'm not a career person. I don't want to do this. This isn't my dream. I fell into this job and I kind of got stuck in it. So this isn't something that I wanted to do forever. Do I love my job? Yes, it's a great job. And I have, great flexible hours. This is me after work. I worked from home. So I have a wonderful job. and I couldn't see myself doing anything else other than maybe social media full time. So that's kind of the idea, is if I did give it up, I would be able to pursue my dream of doing full time YouTube. It's so much to consider though, because my son's school is so amazing. It's literally one of the amazing schools like ever. And he gets so much out of it. He's come so far. I just worry that when my husband gets out of the military, we aren't going to be able to send him to school on base. And even then, the base school isn't going to be great. It's not going to be great. I also worry if they're going to force Bible school on him at there, because I don't know if the federal schools are doing that. I know some states are doing that. I don't want my son to have to be forced into that. Freedom from religion and all. I just want to really think about it, because even though there's a lot of give, there's a lot of take, no matter which decision we do. Like, we could stay here and be fine, but then that means I have to work continuously in a job that, for another 20 years. If we move to Japan, I could just do what I love, which doesn't really feel like a job, even though it is. But then I would be doing what I want to do. And my husband wouldn't have to work as much as he's going to have to if we live here, because everything is so much more expensive in the States. I think that's why I see a lot of military end up in Okinawa, which is where we would probably end up, as far as, at least for the first, however many years. Because I don't like the heat. I don't. That's why I like the Pacific Northwest. I like the trees. I like the heat, the cool weather. So I don't know. We'd probably end up somewhere in rural Japan, which would be very isolating. But I am isolated here. I've only made like one friend since we've moved here, like 3 years ago. So I have no idea what we want to do, because my parents aren't going to move out here. So we have no reason to stay, because, they just got an RV so they can tour around, and then they can come see us more. But who knows how long that's going to last. Yeah, it's a lot to consider. Any advice in the comments is more than welcome, because at this point I'm just like overwhelmed. And at this point, we don't have to really even think for sure for like at least 3 weeks until we find out if he's even getting the promotion. And then we might go through this again next year if he's, up for the promotion then, if he doesn't get it this year. And that'll be the last year though, that this is a possibility. Because after that, we don't really want to do it, because we don't want to extend his time in the military more than we have to, which we don't have to if we don't, if he doesn't, try to get promoted. So we'll keep you updated. It sounds like we got like 3 weeks until we find out about his promotion. And as soon as I know, you guys will know. And I guess we'll find out where this channel is going, because I got no clue. Being in the military is hard on not just the person in the military, but it's hard on the uncertainty when you are somebody who likes certainty, But I'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching.